Welcome on board, ladies and gentlemen. As we preparing for takeoff, please fasten your seatbelt, put your seats in an upright position, close your overhead storages, and get ready for takeoff. This is your Captain Zega speaking with our co-pilot Tim Hauser. How are you feeling today, my brother?
I guess it's good to say flight
TM022 is our flight today.
On runway critical.
You seem excited.
I'm a call for a reason.
Yeah, you seem happy.
I'm a call for a reason.
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Captain Zega speaking, flight TM023, runway critical thinking with my co-pilot Mahausa. The flight today, unity amongst blacks from household to corporate. As we are about to take off, please get ready for the takeoff. Keep your seats upright position, fasten seatbelts, close your overhead storages.
You're overcompensating.
Yes. So, as we are about to take off, ladies and gentlemen.
No, just to check in, unity, and you can look at it back to back. Unity goes with disunity, right?
Yes.
So you look at it that way, despite the title, and amongst us as black folks, from household, community, workplace, all the way to the national sort of level. It exists there. So it's a very sensitive topic. Because you see, when you discuss these kind of topics, you tend to reflect when you go to household. How is your status, say, unit? I mean, either your spouse, your siblings. You tend to ask yourself with your parents, your status, if you have to rate it from 1 to 10 in with those different influential people in your life. What will it look like? Then we'll realize which it's a topic worth discussing.
Yeah, it is worth discussing. Very touchy to me, because when I sit and think about the people who mastered unity, they were not people who had the best education system. I'm talking about our grandparents, all the way up to our direct parents.
So then let's do this. Because you are just triggering something. Let's give the
meaning.
Roadmap.
Okay.
So obviously we want to touch on the meaning so that we can understand each other, which goes with context and and what is not. And then see with historic background, which is what you were trying to get to and remind you.
Okay.
See the historic background and see how
we can
united were people of the disunity amongst them back in the days, and what sort of aspect that justifies even that. And then CO3, which is factors influencing unit or disunit, which is from families, communities, and in those spaces, and including psychological and mindset factors, as a say base. Right, and then city 4, city desktop, and then 1 minute pitch. 1 minute pitch. I want to raise awareness that this unity existed long before the Bantu expansion, or during the Bantu expansion. There was elements that showed to create this unity apart, and which were now you are advocating with the unity was there more than we have it now. I got that feeling.
Yes.
So would you give us on justifying why do you say there was unity? The unity then is better than the unity now.
Yes. That's my 1 minute pitch. Hard truths on the unity, on the reality of unity, in reference to the past and to current. You're correct.
And then well on my side it will be to say, I've got a feeling with it, there isn't much difference but we had phases that maybe we had a peak and we dropped, but averagely the disunity started a long time ago. So I want to express that in my 1 minute pitch.
So that's okay.
And then necessity take home number 6.
Yeah.
And then number 7, announcements and dissent.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, the meaning.
Yeah, unity to me it's very straightforward and simple. It's togetherness, understanding irrespective of differences, finding a soft landing amongst two different individuals or entities and try and coexist. The ability to coexist to me, irrespective of the situation, the differences, the spaces, the gaps, then to me that's unity.
Yeah. In general.
In general, yes.
Yeah, no, look. It's not, what I'm saying is not necessarily different. It's just an angle, right? Where there's cooperation and where there's collaboration,
unity,
coexistence doesn't come with pain. We coexist, harmony, the coexistence, it's ideal. It's at the levels where it lays foundation for a progress. Right?
Okay.
When people know how to cooperate and they know how to collaborate and they can be coordinated, right? Once those 3 C's are in existence reasonably, because we are human beings, we can't be perfect. So the coexistence then brings about a harmony good enough to help those who are in that space to progress. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. So and generally that's there. So that cooperation, collaboration, and being coordinated exists in the family space. So what do we mean by unity in the family space? Expanding and amplifying what we have said in the family, coexistence, reliability in terms of unity elements or elements associated to unity or cooperation or collaboration, because before you get it in other spaces, whether at work, in community, it starts at home. If it fails there, there's no way. It will be either forged or people are pretending. So if at home, where the foundation is, you can't get along with your own people, it's difficult to forge a good cooperation with others outside of the family unit. For an example, let's say you have to deal with your nuclear. In nuclear, it's your spouse and your children. What sort of unity or the intensity are you? Or how potent it is in terms of ideal stages. And then with the extended family, cousin, aunts, uncles. So you see, who's making efforts. And remember, in that space, there's an element that we tend to ignore, which is mental health.
Okay, I want to make sure I understand you very well before we move on.
Yeah.
So are you saying that the people you spend most of your time with on a daily basis element or on a daily basis reflection, that's where the unity must start?
That's the foundation. That's the nuclear unit. That's where it starts. That's where it's ignited. That's where you learn how to ignite it, keep it alive, and contribute towards making it work.
And making efforts that will help you understand its benefits better.
Yeah, the tricky part with unity is that you'll be aware of it, maybe far more than anyone around you. And then you'll exact and put efforts toward making it work. And only to find that you are the only one that's pulling the work on. And it's very difficult to
pull the log on alone.
Yeah? And not only we surrounding shallow in terms of spiritual, including psychological well-being, right? Yeah, we are just born in around people that it's shallow. I mean, they don't pay attention to details that requires one to rise to the occasion of making sure with unity it's alive reasonably enough, with harmony it's sustained.
Yeah, I do agree with you fully, and in addition to that, I would like to highlight a certain part that a majority of people have made a mistake in misunderstanding the unity. Unity, it's not like a ceremony. Unity is not a ceremony.
It's not an event.
No, it's not an event. Thank you, the right choice of word. Unity is not an event that it will happen once and then everything else, the puzzle will fall into place after that. No, it's a process, it's a work in process, and it requires time, patience, and understanding, just like most of alliances in life. Marriage, it's a reflection, or it's an outcome of unity. If you have
success.
Yeah, it's success.
Yeah.
The success of marriage is a reflection of the seed of unity planted.
True.
In any relationship, alliance.
I concur.
Yes.
What it's not, thank you. What again it's not uniformity.
No.
Where we have to speak the same, do things the same way.
Yeah.
That's not unity.
You know, the tricky thing about unity that I like is that unity is achieved out of very serious conflicts.
Yes, it can emerge.
It emerges, and the unity that emerges out of conflicts is the most genuine and long-lasting unity.
Yeah, unity, I think you're right, it's more stronger when it's forged outside of, or through means, or
through
experience of
hardships, yes.
Even conflicts.
Yes.
Yeah, so unity is the toughest thing to attain.
Once you understand the toughness,
with what we've said, we are getting to a point where we're saying it's a very difficult thing
to achieve. Yes, basically. Yeah, in summary, that's what we are saying.
Yes, you see, things that are important are difficult to achieve.
All
important things are
important and valuable, long-lasting things are difficult.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. To look good the way you want in terms of fitness, cardio, physics, and mentality, you have to train regularly, even when you don't want to do it.
You have to be consistent.
But then look at the results after the consistency. They are good.
You're in harmony with yourself.
You're in harmony with yourself, and you are a healthier human being. And you know, I would like to share this with our people and yourself, my brother. Uguti, once you apply that formula once in your life, it's easier to make that formula a snowball effect in everything else you do. I don't know if you understand where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I agree with you. Maybe to add in what you are saying, with easier. Maybe if we were to replace easier and what habitually, right?
Yes.
You are then compelled to rise to the occasion as and when you are required to do so,
irrespective of the mood.
Easy. It means it could mean something else to someone else, but because I can wake up every morning, maybe for 5 days, every day for 1 hour and exercise, it doesn't mean it gets easier.
No, it doesnn't get easier.
But what gets easier, it's adaptation.
Adaptation, because the formula is habitual.
Yeah.
Once
but
the formula,
while you are in it, every second, it's not easy. It's not easy.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
But the adaptation over accumulated efforts, we can say it becomes easy, because when you adapt, you wake up every day.
Yeah, I think you are correct. Let's not use the word easy, because consistency on that as well is also another challenge. So it's not easy, but it helps to adapt and do the right thing without being told or monitored.
Coming back to the STEM.
Yes.
Unity, we agree with. I don't think we can have a debate on the fact that it's very difficult because it's important. So as such, it becomes a difficult thing to keep alive.
Of course.
But I'm saying, Mena, before we move to the historic background about just us as black with the unity, this is where justifier from them. The demand that is required to keep unity alive, it depends on psychology and mindset.
I'm trying to understand where you're going.
It consciousness that one needs to have, right? It comes from a good mindset.
Okay.
Right. You know that most families have post-traumatic sort of distress, right? So
that element exists in many of our families.
In mental illness, if we spectrum side, you will realize what is no volume in fun, and each family has its collective volume of mental challenges. If you are somewhat mentally challenged, you don't place efforts in doing things that are important, continuously and consistently correct. We are ngala.
And you
Ungala, really I equate it to shortcomings mentally. But it's not a bad thing because you could be pulling the weight alone and it's impossible to pull the weight alone. That you try to bring everyone together all the time, it can be tiring. So ungala is not necessarily a bad thing if you know there are efforts that you are making, but it's beyond your means and control.
Yeah.
So ungala, not give up. You could look at it as the same thing. But uba incapacitated, it's a different story. I don't have capacity.
My view is, this is my view. Ugungala, it's an easy solution out of a challenge. If you can learn to manage situations, then once you learn and understand the effort of managing situations, then Ugungala no longer becomes a priority.
So what do you replace? You give up.
You give up. It's an easy solution.
What do you replace that with? Let's say, let me give you a scenario. You are, let's say, given a family because it's more complex.
Yeah.
And there's a lot at stake, right? Given a situation where in the family there are people that are not pulling their weight in ensuring that unity is sustained, and you realize the reason why there's disunity, it's because maybe of stereotypism. It's prevailing, and stereotypism believing in witchcraft. Right? When you have people that believe, if we don't believe what you are bewitching me, do you know how difficult it is for you to strike a deal with me? It's very difficult to strike a deal with those.
That's where management comes in. Now the reality of the situation will guide you. Uguti, in this particular situation, the best thing to do to manage this situation for peace sake is to understand that he's got his own reality that I can't do anything about. So how I will manage this is for me not to be part of those thoughts.
What are you doing when
you are disengaging?
Yes.
Aungali.
Okay.
You are disengaging.
I love English for that.
Yeah. Aungali, you are disengaging because when you are smart enough to see the damage that could happen if you continue with
insist.
If you insist of the engagement, you can see ahead. That's another skill that you require in order to have unity, to understand unity and be able to manage things successfully.
So yeah, fine. If we take it or we progress towards historic influences of unity or disunity of black people, right? I would like us to start from Bantu expansion.
Okay.
There was the East corridor of people from Angola, Congo.
Yes.
Around 200, 500 EC. There was the Western. Western is common Angola.
Western is common. Angola.
Yeah.
East would be
Lakes region.
Okay.
Yeah. So these people coming down, I came across information that apart from greener pastures, which is to say, let's find land where we can progress, or what would be the best way? Prosper.
Let's find land where we can prosper.
Yeah. There were clashes amongst certain clans, and part of it, or most of it, was religious orientation.
Okay.
So the North aspect, in my understanding, I stand to be corrected, it was more into a heavy traditionalist, which has to do with witchcraft, witch doctors, and some people were already adopting Christianity to a certain extent, a different kind of religion, right? And they had to move.
Okay, so
it's similar like a settlement among Vikings, which we like to make example now. They were pagans, right?
Yeah.
Those that did not believe in Christianity or in that life of religion, and some left their homeland,
the pagan culture
to adopt Christian culture.
To adopt the Christian culture. Yes.
I mean, even now we the Vikings series.
Yeah, Ragnar himself adopted Norolo as well.
Yes. Yeah. So that even in us as black people during Bantu expansion, it was a fact. Yes. So I'm saying that disunity was already planted. You know, Caesar just occupy the inlands, the east coast. Already there are cracks, right? We starting languages. We want to disassociate ourselves and disengage with our origin. Yabo kuba namanguni kanje, kuba neSuthu Tswana, Pedi, a group.
It's the disengagement from some things they were not agreeing to.
Yeah,
and. I'm happy you are going on this flow. You know, it's exciting because now look at what the disengagement accomplished.
I see you are looking at the good inside the bad.
Yeah. There's always
another side. You are using another side of the mirror technique.
Yeah, look.
There's always good in the bad. I understand.
There's always bad in the good.
Yeah, it's how you look at it. But yes, can you expand?
Yeah, my expansion is good cannot exist on its own. It will never, and it has never.
Like the day without the night.
Like a day without the night.
Yeah.
It's similar to that. It's a given. So what I'm trying to say is that in every disengagement or every bad that happens or exists in anyone's life, there's always an element of goodness that can come out of that experience.
Okay.
I just wanted to highlight.
No, I agree fully. My situations can be not favorable, but immaturity can help you to find good in those unfavorable solutions. I mean, you came up with this idea, I think a couple of times, which winning while you're in a disadvantaged position.
Yeah, hey, I wish I learned that earlier in life, you know, but
yeah,
it's okay.
You needed tools to understand it the way
I needed tools to understand in time.
Yeah.
Now I understand it better.
Yeah.
It's yes.
Go ahead. No, but all I'm saying is that with the historic background, right? There were elements that indicated which communally
that song.
Yeah, they singing in silence so that we don't get disturbed. Madam, let's break this thing here. There were, I'm saying, coming back to the historic background, there were aspects that suggested there were deliberate efforts culturally to bring about harmony through the unifying of either the clan or whatnot. That's why they were in Zulu culture, there are clan names, family crests, and how the setup of the house or structures or dwellings were arranged. The kitchen was one. People would come to the same place to congregate for food, to come to eat for food, right? Those were the signs that they were psychologically deliberate efforts
towards unity.
And then to have events where they would call in everyone, and also even events of union, right? Which is marriage. They would have different layers, and with those events or celebrations, there is a reason to congregate, eat meat together, drink together, and tell stories. I understand. So there were those efforts that were made historically in different clans, whether it's Sutu, Venda.
Yeah, there was a common fact. That was a common fact amongst different clans, basically.
Uti, I'm saying culturally, culture made it a point to instill.
Which unity becomes habitual.
Yeah, instead, despite the fact that parallel to that, if you don't belong to this clan, we can chop your head off without hesitation.
No doubt.
Under the name of protecting
the clan.
That one would belong in. Understand? So there was a unity that brought about in a bigger picture. It is unity, right? With that advantage of us in a small circle trying to keep together and then isolate others in the outside of our circles, we are creating this unity at a different level, like at a community,
Now you're speaking higher grade logic. That's higher grade logic. Uguti, oh my brother. Hey, the main king is something else. I love the angle you're taking, Uguti. It's important to create this unity and focus on the internal unity, which once mastered can then handle the disunity that was created to try and solve and bring a national or regional unity. Now I don't know if I'm understanding.
No, it's in contrary, but it's got an element of logic what you are saying, right? Because I'm looking at the past, and at the same time I'm reflecting in the current situation. We are saying now we have this unity that is not as ideal as the unity, or the unity that we have is not as ideal as the unity that we had back then.
Yes.
Right? And coming back to your point, Uguti, you will then make sure you forge unity within your closed loop, and then you, in your expression, you will then master it that you can take it out.
You can transfer it.
Yeah, but that's not automatic.
No, it's never.
Yeah, it's not automatic, and it's not the case in all the time.
No, and I understand why. I don't have to agree with it, but I understand.
Let me make an example. Let's move towards the recent times. We as South African, we are trying to create our own unity and isolate foreigners.
Foreigners, yes.
Let's say for the fact that they are illegal immigrants.
Illegal immigrants, yes.
Yeah. if we apply your logic there, do you think we'll be able to resuscitate our own unity that at some point we'll then call them in?
Okay, this is on this particular issue. It is important, unorthodox but necessary, for us to have our own unity first before we entertain any foreigners or illegal immigrants or non-South Africans or anybody else who is an outsider. We have to master uniting ourselves in a way that we build a frequency that will keep us as a country dialed to gratefulness. And once you dialed to gratefulness societally, what you can achieve, okay, let's start with individuals. If as an individual you have a frequency that is dialed to gratefulness, it's easier for you to attract other people who are in that same frequency, and then you can unite and spread it. So that's where my logic comes from. Once we sorted our own,
I hear you.
Once we sorted our own, we don't even have to call them. We just have to manage the influx.
I hear you, but I think in the long run it's not sustainable.
Okay.
Right? In this way.
Give me a logic.
Yeah, in this way, you must draw a line or and know the differences between protecting what is close to your heart, right, and ensuring that there's unity within those that lives with you and beyond. So those are different things. Right?
Okay.
Protection is when you exercise unity and those that are probably outside of your circle abuse it. Then you must apply protection, which maybe it's the case with us right now.
Okay.
Right? We want to unite with Africa, and we believe if we unite with Africa, we will then be somewhat a formidable force to the West, including the East.
Okay.
Right? But because we are so backwards in terms of economic viability, it is difficult to allow unity to cut across, because there are those that will take advantage and want to abuse our resources, right? As such, we then resort to protection, and then there's no unity that seek to be exercised, because you've got your kids, this is your house, your neighbors are struggling, and from time to time you stretch your hand and give them a little that you have.
Yes.
Right? And then,
which is good.
Yeah, next thing they do, they come to your house and they come to your doorstep, and they put their foot on the door. You can't.
You can't.
They are demanding much.
You gave us last week. Now you must give it again.
We want. So then you must then put unity aside and come with protection of your family. Which I cannot share the little I have. In actual fact, I'm deciding not to share anymore.
Yes. Look, as we've just said, I understand where you're coming from, and I concur. As you had said earlier, that unity is a work in progress. It's not an event. It will come with different challenges. It will come with different things. It will come with the day and night. It will come with the wind and the storms and the rain and whatever. So now you are talking about a situation whereby the side effects of modesty.
Yes. While we're at that, can you answer this question to me? Now we are transitioning to the issues, the factors.
Yeah.
What conditions are needed? Let's tell them a family. So where we community see to the workplace.
Yes.
Because we need to touch on that. What factors or conditions that are conducive for unity to prevail in a family setting?
We must start with the hard truths first, before we even take off.
Truth, which leads to trust.
Yes. We must start with not trust is coming.
Yeah.
Once you start with hard truths,
where there's truth,
there's conflict first.
Okay. Let me leave you to.
Yeah. We start with the hard truths, and then
what would be the examples of the hard truths?
The example of a hard truth is a neighbor.
Difficult conversation.
Tough conversations.
Yeah.
Uguti, my neighbor, I gave you because I had last month.
Yeah, I said in the household, yes.
Yeah, I'm making an example. Uguti, that was the first example that came to mind.
Yeah, I was
Uguti, the hard truth. Let's bring it home.
Oh yes.
And the hard truth would be, you understand? You understand? I'm not going to say one which you have we won.
Yeah. No, that's not even a hard truth there. That's mine. A hard truth is to say, Lom to Babak.
Aksu Babak. Now Babak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ubabak, because Mama.
Let's get it clear.
Yeah. Your father
is this one.
Yeah.
Your
father is your uncle.
We learned that.
I'm going right there.
Going right there. Yeah.
So you are saying, which is what I like. That's why it was easy for me to go there. Because you are saying, if we are able to deal with those kind of situations, decisively, that's a condition. That's a good condition.
It is an SOP.
It's a good environment.
Yeah. It's a good takeoff for the unity we want.
Yes.
Hard truths.
While you're at that, community condition. I'm saying my condition. What are good conditions for unity to exist in the household? It's tough. It's tough conversation.
Yeah, tough conversation in the household,
which is tough truth.
Yeah, in the community, what I would do is we appoint an evaluator of morality who is in that space already. And then whoever is not closer to the level that is standard must not be part of the progress. They must be sidelined in a very strict manner.
Isolated.
They must be isolated. And isolation with training, not isolation with abuse.
Can I add on what you are saying?
Yeah.
For unity to exist within a community, the condition is that those that threaten it or are enemies of unity must be isolated.
Yes, but we're not talking isolation of torture and abuse.
No.
We're talking isolation of educating.
Hey, what kind of isolation is that?
It's an isolation of educating. Uguti, you'll have a representative who will speak to these boys who are lastar.
So what happened in a case where the distress has affected the mental state? Like in our case,
yeah.
Those individuals, they are threatening the unity within the family set, and they are threatening unity within the community settings.
Those ones must be isolated with discipline. Yeah, when isolation and discipline.
So there's various
the isolation
methods of isolation.
Yeah, isolation is not one.
Depending on your mental state.
It will depend on your mental state and what you can do independently without being told and monitored.
There's a mild isolation which is disengagement, meaning we create an invisible wall.
Thank you.
Right?
That is the modest isolation.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then there's an isolation that comes with interventions.
Thank you. That is the realistic one.
Where we take you to a specific space, like rehabilitation.
We take you whether you want to or you don't.
Yeah.
We take you there.
Like Latgak.
Yeah. Uguti, if you don't want to be part of this, then relocate.
I hear you, and I like how we've actually built this argument. Then same question, conditions for unity in a working environment.
In corporate space, it is the easiest to implement because of the governing
code of conduct
of corporate. The corporate space, it is
the easiest.
It's the easiest. in my
instill,
yeah, it's the easiest.
Or to create a condition.
Yeah, it's the easiest because in corporate space there is little room for questionable
and
question to authority. In corporate space, there's minimum room for that.
Yeah.
In corporate space, when they say starting time at work is 8, it's not for discussion.
Yeah.
It's not. It is like that.
So what if you have a unity that is forged by policy principles, but the heart of those that need to participate in it, they are not there, or it's not there. Heart, let me clarify.
Okay.
They will minimally cooperate, which is to cover their back so that they don't get fired.
Yeah.
But they don't come up with innovative ideas, even if they have. Right? They will keep it to themselves. The cooperation here, it's minimal. Right? So that unity is not absolute. So I'm not sure what even chasing an absolute unity should be the thing.
Let's look at the realistic reason that makes people demotivated before we get to the answer.
Do you think it does corroborate with unity, dissatisfaction?
Yes.
Okay, fair.
It does. In my view, it does, because I'll give you. Let's make an example with rugby and soccer. Those rugby boys, when it's time to fight, they will kill for the country. They'd rather lose an arm or a leg.
I've seen it myself. By sports conduct. Their behavior is organized.
Most of the things they do are orderly. The structure is optimum. The misbehaving is minimal. Right? It's not an effort out of one person or an overnight success. No. It goes way back to the majority, how the sport started.
It has been induced.
It has been
inculcated,
and it has been locked to be the way it is. The locking system you were talking about when we were discussing.
I know what you're talking about.
Exactly. The rugby and the cricket, their structure is optimally locked. In terms of
an environment.
In terms of the daily runnings, the operation is locked. You can't change.
And by default, it creates a condition.
So it has been rolling on the same operation for quite some time to a level that it is habitual. Even when you come with distraction into this operation, it is easily. You don't belong. It's easily kicked out by the fan.
It isolates you. Isolation is automated.
It's an isolated.
Automated isolation.
Yeah. Automated isolation.
So yes. I mean, it's an interesting part. So just to progress at the national level, well, now we are. And
then, okay, sorry to cut you off. I don't want to lose this chain. And then you look at soccer. The reason I
made an example.
The reason I made an example with cricket and rugby is because I wanted to go back to soccer.
Yeah. Sorry.
The soccer, it's not that we don't have the best players who could be groomed to be Messi's and Ronaldo's. No, that's not our problem. The talent is in abundance. But the problem is the management of the soccer does not have a locked system that is
creating a condition
that isolates automatically.
Yeah.
That isolates
if you're in control.
Thank you. We don't have, the system does not do that.
Okay.
An automated isolator.
It's not built.
It's not built
to automatically take care
of itself
and enforce
unit.
Yeah. No, I get you. And with the same question on a national level.
On a national level as well.
South Africans now.
As South Africans now.
Whether in Eastern Cape.
Oh, I was still answering your question about individuals who are demotivated and who are not investing
Yeah, who are not putting everything.
They're not putting everything that they have in a particular operation.
Yeah, no, I got it because you
the answer gives you
soccer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that answer is
that's done.
Okay, that's done.
So that's why I need to. Then at a national level, what condition is required for unity to be instilled?
At a national level, I would suggest we start with resuscitating attachment and collaboration to our culture.
Yeah.
We start there.
You know, I've been asking these questions. I did not answer because you gave me satisfying answer.
Hey, I'm on a mood. I'm not even. I'm not even realizing.
Yeah, I like that. We if you don't mind, just for me to tap in, we national, right? I think the condition is political.
Yes.
So
I agree.
Political maturity. Once we can invest in political maturity, I think it can create a condition that at national level unity can be instilled. Because the politic looks at the vision and also locking in the agreement for multi-party existence, cross-political party, long-term vision.
Long-term vision.
So doesn't matter what color,
yeah.
But who knows into that we cannot compromise on.
And we lock them.
We lock them. So that environment can create a climate where unity can exist and flourish.
Fully agree. Fully. Look, unity is not a difficult initiative.
We are contradicting what we started with. It's a difficult thing to attain.
Okay. I'm saying it is not a difficult initiative.
Okay.
I'm not talking about existence.
Placing efforts towards it.
Yeah. I'm not talking about the existence. I'm talking about initiative.
There's input and output. Yes. Inputs. That's what you're saying.
Thank you. The inputs to initiate unity are not difficult. The inputs are straightforward. Because the inputs are deliberate, modest, direct, and protect. The list goes on and on.
The efforts.
Yeah. So
it's effort based.
Hence we said it's not a ceremony which you celebrate it for one day and expect the puzzle to fall into place automatically. No. But anyway, back to the STEM.
Yeah, no. We've covered the influencing factors nicely, in fact. So we are moving to the desktop.
Okay.
Yeah. So in desktop here to cite, we are dealing with fragmentation and psychological distress.
Yes.
So we want to see at the collective level, right? Looking at the social unity, political unity, family unity, and cultural. We've tried to cover that without specifics, right? Now, the desktop mainly touches on. Before we go there, there were. Yeah, I think we did. I mean, before we even went into, we spoke about the work environment and other stuff, so it's fine. Doesn't matter how we've captured it. Now we statistics. So these are statistics with desktop. Remember, we try and get information that exists way beyond our common sense.
Yeah, and information that can be verified as well.
So there's areas of either influence that we analyze, and there are findings around it, and then there's a source, and then how is it relevant to the topic. Let's start with household structure. So let me list them first.
Okay.
Household structure, single parent households, children without parents at home, household changes and social cohesion, trust in other groups, ethnic identity versus national identity, mental health, mood disorder, unemployment. Those are not necessarily related, but they corroborate
to
the idea that there are aspects and factors that create this unit at the national level. right? Which we want to highlight. Let's start with the household structure. It's said that only 33.8% of South African children live with both parents. Let me repeat that.
Ish.
There's 33.8 South African children that live with both parents. We've already, in several occasions, we've touched the importance of having both parents.
Yeah, that's the hard truth.
7 out of 10 times it's needed and it works. It has been proven. There are statistics that justify that. It doesn't mean every household with the mother and the father, a success is guaranteed.
Yeah, no. But then the structure.
Yeah, that's why it's 70%.
It means now, 67 or 68 or 67 is
34, and then by 60.
Yeah, see by 66.
Yeah.
66 is a high percentage
of people that live without parents.
So
this highlights that family fragmentation and weakened household stability is a fact.
It is a big problem.
Right?
Yes.
Say a single parent household.
What's the percentage there?
It's 43.4 of children live only with their mothers, while 4% live only with their fathers. So it's related to the one above.
Yeah, they are both related, and
the absent parent dynamics.
Yes. 43 is too high.
It creates a climate already, a disunity. Of raising members of society that want pride and prioritize unity.
Yeah, those numbers are not on our side.
Yeah, children without parents at home, now a different layer, 18.8%.
That's a 20%.
Yeah, 20% of children are parent household led. And indicate social strains and extend families and child development. It's compromised. And household changes. Female-headed household increases from 30 to 50% between 1991 to 2022.
Yeah, those numbers.
That demonstrate major shift in family structure since apartheid. Closer to apartheid, in apartheid times, a female-headed household was a taboo thing. So as we get into the new dispensation, it's increased always, 2022 to 2026. So 4 years ago, it was 50%, God knows now, right? Social cohesion score. South Africa overall, social cohesion score in 2024 was 53.3 out of 100. So we were just average for social cohesion.
Yeah, it's just
we are not doing well. It's okay. That's a cohesion index. It suggests moderate but fragmented, a fragile society unit. So it's a fragile one.
So it means there's room to work on it and be great.
There's a big room.
Yeah.
Trust in others groups. Only 31% of South Africans say they trust members of other ethnic groups.
Okay, yeah, that one.
It's called Afrobarometer measure, Afrobarometer.
Yes.
So here it's only known as xenophobia. The less of it, the more xenophobia you'll see. Ethnic identity versus national identity. Only 16% of South Africans identity more strongly within national than ethnicity. Only 16% of South Africans identify more strongly with national identity than ethnicity. So 16 feel the national togetherness far more than they would associate with the ethnicity. So they are more into tribalistic type of feature. They're not national, they don't have a national outlook to unity. So only 16% they pride themselves with the national identity. That's a serious problem.
That's a serious problem.
Mental health. 15.8% of South Africans are likely to experience anxiety disorder in their lifetime. It looks like a drop in an ocean, but it reflects a lot. Mood disorder. 9.8% of South Africans are likely to experience mood disorders such as depression. That's 9.8%.
Not too bad.
And then the unemployment that is of almost 36% compared to less than 8% of whites. It's also economic exclusion contributes to frustration, hopelessness, and division. So these are the factors, right? So in essence, we are saying South African social cohesion is 53.3 out of 100. It's a low score in respect to social rules and perception of fairness. Trust between groups also remains weak, with only 31% of people saying they trust members of the ethnic group, as we said. Family fragmentation is also significant. Only about 1/3 of the children live with both parents. In summary, mental health pressure are also severe, with that 15.8 and the 9.8 of anxiety and disorders.
Yeah, hence I was saying to those numbers are the sad truth, but it's the truth that needs to be known. It's the truth that we need to acknowledge and do something about it.
It's the hard truth that you spoke
It's the hard truth that it must start there. The unity must start there.
Yeah. So now let's go to the 1 minute pitch.
1 minute pitch.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Where's the clock? There's the clock. You wanna go first?
You can go first.
Okay, starting from now. So my 1 minute pitch leans to the fact that disunity existed long ago. If we agree that the unity we have now has less impact than the unity we had, say, before apartheid and even way down the line, it's because already there was a seed planted from, as you remember, we spoke about the Bantu expansion, that there were issues of cultural clashes and tribalism, right? And from that, we come into the modern eras. We already have, through culture and through family systems of beliefs, there's already a seed planted of being selfish with those that you know and be skeptical with those that you don't necessarily associate with. So it comes a long way. So it's not a surprise that we are where we are. Thank you.
Nicely done. Yeah, I'm also ready. Let me just breathe. Yeah, let's go.
Timer.
Start.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yes, I think that the disunity we have is self-inflicted. We are living in a modern generation. We are more resourced. We are more exposed. We are more into technology. Reaching each other, communication level is very high. But we are not able to achieve the unity that was achieved by our forefathers who did not have cell phones, who did not have internet, who did not have AI. It was just natural knowledge because they were attached to their culture. So my point of departure for our unity would be, let's first attach to our identity, where we come from, who we are, and then if we can sort that one, it will be easier for us to move on to the level of uniting.
Yeah, almost to the T.
Yeah.
So that's basically that. And take home.
Yeah, what's your take home, my brother?
I'm not necessarily conflicted, but the awareness of the efforts as interventions versus the ability to ensure the outcomes are positive, right? It's the discovery. You can initiate it, but it's a different ball game to sustain it.
Yes.
It's a very, very tough. That's the easy part to start. It's easy to start saying, I want to run or jog. It's easy to start first day. come second day, come third day, come fourth,
come next month,
come next month, come next year,
come next year.
So it's got that attitude.
Yeah.
So unity, it is difficult to keep it alive. When you can start directing our efforts towards it, which is well and good. But if we accept the fact that it is difficult to keep it alive, it means we can teach our kids about it. It must be a subject, it must be a family subject matter. I think family must talk about unity.
On a daily basis.
What is it? What does it mean to different people within a given space? You know? Yeah, so it shouldn't be something that we expect it will just happen by itself without deliberate efforts. So unity must be studied.
Yes, it must be a subject matter.
Yeah.
At school, from the lowest grade.
Yeah, there must be a lecture about unity.
About the importance of unity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's basically
your take home.
Yeah.
My take home is that this topic has made me realize that united people build legacies and ununited people survive.
Yeah.
If you compare the Jews versus blacks, they have legacies in place for the next 100 years to come.
They have a sustainable lifestyle.
Exactly. Whereas we are surviving, you know, and now that
we're just existing.
Yeah, we are just surviving. So this reality has made me change my thoughts when it comes to my daily habits. So unity is one of the additions to the daily habits I do, so that as time progresses, as time goes on, I can master. So if there's one thing I'm going to do and practice every day, is to spread the importance of unity, and hopefully with that being done, I'll get to the
you know what I'm coming to with what you are saying is that what are the techniques and approaches to cultivate unity? For cultivator, it's as good as before you plant or you plow, you prepare the soil.
Yeah. You look at the sunset, the sunrise.
You look at the resources.
You look at everything.
You organize the manure. You work the land.
You work the land
before you plant.
Yes.
So a cultivation needs to be looked into as a body of knowledge.
Yeah, because unity, it's not something I can pick up like.
It's not tangible.
It's not tangible.
Yeah.
Right? So it won't have a what's the word you just used? I like it actually. I must
cultivate.
Cultivation. Yeah.
Cultivate.
Yeah, the way you've explained it just made the unity cultivation make more sense.
Yeah.
So because unity is not tangible, it means the cultivation won't also be tangible. It will be done through communication.
You want to think what are the approaches that must be taken, right? Or techniques that must be applied.
Yeah, I think I'm going to start with my proximity.
Yeah.
I've kept my circle very small deliberately, so because it works better. And that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to start the cultivation.
Let's say
the proximity is going to be my yardstick. It's going to be my garden.
Yeah.
My soil.
Yeah.
The proximity will be my soil.
Yes, look.
That's where I'm going
to think without saying about people that you are supposed to be getting along with, but you are not. That's the first thing you think about. Maybe you've got several people in your list.
Yeah.
Close and distance. And then think about if it's worth it to find balance or common ground, which is to reinstore or restore, restoration,
or resuscitate,
yeah,
or
restoration
whatever,
of units.
of units.
It's worth it. Right, that's 2. 3, if to those that is worth it, think about how you are going to go about the restoration campaign. 3. 4, while at it, you would think about techniques, ne?
Yeah, techniques,
Yeah,
strategies
that you will apply
that must be applied
to keep it burning.
You've just created a very good blueprint. Those 4 points.
Yeah.
It's a blueprint.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, it's a blueprint.
So
for unit, I hope you are listening to the blueprint, so that when this blueprint become socially, nationally, distributed, then you can say, I got this blueprint first from the making.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Don't forget. Yeah,
don't forget that.
We can.
Yes.
Next test.
Our next flight, which is TM023. I can't wait. I can't wait. Imagine an ANC that works.
That's the topic.
That's the topic.
Our
next flight. We are just imagining.
What will South Africa look like?
Yeah, and most of the realistic solutions in life came from imagination.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, it's time to land the flight. Thank you for flying with us, ladies and gentlemen. As we descend, fasten your seatbelt, put your seats in an upright position, close the overhead stowages as we land into the independent thinking runway.
Yeah.
We thank you, my brother.
Yeah, no. Look, we won't stop, and I know at the beginning it was a difficult thing to plead for the rituals and the traditional things, which is the liking, the pressing of buttons for liking, for subscribing, and give us the assurance, in that way, which we do have a space in this thing that we are in, whether of vlogging or podcasting, So we do really need those rewards as they traditionally come. So with that said, say, Vala City, King.
Danko.